Do you want to get a high limit Navy Federal credit card, but just keep getting denied? Or maybe you want to get a loan, or maybe you just want to get approved for anything, but just don't know where to start. Well, in today's video, I'm going to explain step by step on why you're getting denied and how not to get denied ever again with Navy Federal. Guys, stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you're new to the channel, I'm Credit Coach Q, and I create the first cloud-based software that allows you to put your credit repair experience into your own hands. If you're new to the channel, I'm super excited because I have a banger. Today's video, we're going to talk about Navy Federal and getting approval. Before we get into the channel, guys, please like and subscribe to the channel. It allows YouTube to push this content to a wider audience, but it also allows YouTube to push this within their algorithm and allows us to leave these lights on. Guys, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you have anything derogatory in your credit report, I mean anything negative, charge-offs, late payments, bankruptcies, medical bills, guys, you name it, please go over to mycreditapproved.com. It's the website and the software that I was telling you about that allows you to put the full experience to your own hands. Guys, people are removing thousands of dollars worth of debt by themselves. They are no longer using credit repair companies. They are putting this information and this experience into their own hands and appreciating on a deeper level. Guys, please go to mycreditapproved.com, check out the software and start removing these items, guys, if you have anything derogatory on your credit report. Now, let's dive straight into the meat and potatoes of this video. Guys, I have getting so many people in my DMs on Instagram asking how to get approved for Navy Federal, how to get into Navy Federal, asking for access numbers, etc., etc. In today's video, I'm going to explain exactly what you need to do to get approved for high limit credit cards for Navy Federal and get into the door right now. So the first thing you want to understand, in order for you to actually get in the door with Navy Federal, you have to be affiliated with a military personnel. Now, before you guys jump down my throat in the comments, everyone that's in Navy Federal is not from the military or in the military. I'm not in the military, never been in the military. My wife never been, but we still have Navy Federal accounts. My stepdad actually was in the military. He passed away, and Navy Federal personnel actually sympathized with my story and got my account approved, and the rest is history. Now I have hundreds of thousands of dollars of Navy Federal funding without actually being served. Now, if you did serve in Navy Federal, great for you. I really appreciate your service, but Navy Federal is one of the biggest institutions that's tailored to high limit funding for beginners, and I think that if you are a person that's looking to go in that direction, any and every person needs to have the option to get into Navy Federal. So if you have a story where you know someone, call Navy Federal directly and basically tell them your story. If you know someone with an access number, you can also get in. If you live with someone with a Navy Federal account, you can also get in. So it's a really look at guidelines for actually getting to Navy Federal. But I really wanted to focus primarily on this video for the personnel that's already in Navy Federal. People that's already in don't really have access to the funding source that Navy Federal is. They just having a normal account, and they're not really benefiting from the relationship with them in Navy Federal. So the first thing you'll have to understand that Navy Federal is not a credit report or credit score based institution. It doesn't base their decisions primarily on your credit score or report. Now, if you do have a good credit score, it will get you ahead of the line when it comes to the credibility that's needed to be built with Navy Federal, but they does not base your entire decision from Navy Federal. If you can have a 500 credit score, and if you are rocking with Navy Federal and having a lot of money being distributed in their account, Navy Federal will give you funding, and they will not base their decision off your credit score with the three bureaus. Now, you have what is called an internal score with Navy Federal, right? Your internal score is going to be what is exactly called your internal score with Navy Federal, a score that Navy Federal accumulate from the relationship that you and Navy Federal was having, right? So your internal score can range between, I think, 350 to I think like a 450 or something like that. I might be wrong, don't quote me, but it is an internal score, and they base it off your direct deposit, they base it off your balance history, base it off your credit score, it based it off a lot of different factors, and your internal score is going to be the driving force or the deciding factor on whether you get approved for funding or any type of applications with Navy Federal. Now, the first thing that you want to understand is that going into Navy Federal off the gate and trying to get funding is going to throw a red flag. If you just sign up for an account yesterday and try to get $80,000 from them, they're going to throw up a red flag, but it is a way to get the bag. And the way to get the bag with Navy Federal is to know that it's a marathon and not a sprint. And what I mean is it is a building process. So I tell everyone that's starting a relationship with Navy Federal, whether you've been with them and never did anything, or whether you're just starting off, give yourself 90 days. The 90-day grace period is actually a grace period that Navy Federal consider when it comes to your applications and when it comes to considering you for any type of funding or updates or upgrades for any type of credit cards that you may have with them. Navy Federal is also one of the leading funding options for, like I said, beginners. So you want to make sure that you are coming in the gate with knowing that this relationship is a make it or break it. Navy Federal don't play, seriously. So don't come into a relationship on no money, going negative, things like that. If you are in a position like that, do not sign up for Navy Federal, because you are going to start the relationship poorly and it's not just going to be worth it. But if you are in a position where you have a steady job, you have steady income, what I would do is I would transfer all of my information and all of my funding, my banking to Navy Federal, especially if I'm with an institution that's not going to give me the bag. If I'm with Wells Fargo and I have a 500 credit score, and Wells Fargo is not going to give me the bag, I don't care if I have $100,000 going to that account monthly, and Wells Fargo is still not going to give you anything. But if you did that with Navy Federal will give you $50,000 to $60,000 to $70,000, $80,000 instantly without any questions being asked, just because the relationship that you have with them is tailored off your direct deposit history and how much you actually mess with them. The more you mess with them, the more they're going to mess with you. So one thing you have to, after you get done with your 90 days, or prior to your 90 days, while you're in your 90-day transition, make sure that you are following these factors, right? The number one factor is going to be your balance status. Make sure that you have a positive balance in the account. If you can have more than $1,000 in that at any given time, that would be tremendous. But what you definitely don't want to do in this 90-day window is go negative. You never want to go negative. You never want to borrow against your negative history, because you know you can go to the ATM and pull out $500 and if you are already negative, and go negative up to $500 in your account. Don't do any of that. If you do any of that, you're just going to put yourself in a hole that you're not going to be able to get out of. This is not the institution to do that with, and you just need to go in with a clear head. Insufficient funds. You want to make sure that you have no type of insufficient loans with any outstanding loan furniture. So you want to make sure that your loan history is as good as you can possibly get it. Now, if you need some credit repair, definitely go over to mycreditapproved.com. That's the software I was telling you about. We have hundreds of videos teaching you so many different strategies. I don't care what your situation is, the software and the strategies will get it removed. So if you need to get any type of loans off, you need to go there, but you need to make sure that your loans are in good standing. These are all factors that Navy Federal is going to look at when it comes to evaluating your application. Direct deposit, like I said, if you're going to start a relationship with Navy Federal, I will definitely recommend for you to make it your primary banker, because if you're not making any money with your Wells Fargo or your Chases, then you might as well go over to Navy Federal and actually build a relationship that's going to actually tailor and appreciate your deposit in the money, your money sitting in their account. They're actually going to be able to help you in any type of direction. Navy Federal have loans for debt consolidation, car loans, home loans, credit cards, credit loans, any type of thing you need is under one roof with Navy Federal. And the more you mess with them, the more they're going to mess with you. Other banks is not like that. So if you have a bank with Chase, I don't care if you've been with them for 18 years, if you can't go into Chase and ask them to give you a $5,000 loan and you've been with them 18 years, and Chase is not worth your business, in my opinion. Banks just milk the deposits that we put into our accounts, and they loan that money out and basically become super rich off the interest, and they making money off our money being parked in their institution, and they don't even want to give us any of our money back. They don't want to give us any type of loans. It's supposed to be a relationship, and if they just take it from you, then it's not beneficial. It's one-sided. So make sure you don't have any inquiries. Like I said, if you have any inquiries on your credit report, go to mycreditapproved.com. My Credit Approved, we have so many different strategies. We have 24-hour hacks are still working. We have so many different hacks and so many different strategies for inquiries specifically. Make sure you don't have a certain amount of inquiries, because you will get denied. Make sure your loan balances, if you do have any loans and if they are open, make sure they're not super high. And I mean that for all of your credit cards as well. So if you have a high utilization rate, make sure that you are paying that down with all of your other credit cards prior to applying for this type of funding with Navy Navy Federal, because Navy Federal will give it to you easy. If you meet the criteria and you don't have a lot of funky stuff going on with your profile, Navy Federal will be more than happy to give you the bag. Now, guys, let me know in the comment section, have any of this information has helped you? Are you looking to go into Navy Federal? If you are, let me know if you need any type of specific help, because I do understand everybody's situation is different. Let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, guys, that's it, man. If you follow all of those guidelines and do fix everything that you have going on within a 90-day window, 3 months, guys, you will be able to go to Navy Federal and at least start off with a $5,000 pledge loan. And if you, like I said, been with Chase for 18 years and you do the exact same thing I'm telling you to do with Navy Federal and try to go into Chase, they're not going to give you zero. They're not going to give you anything, guys. So you want to make sure that you are getting into relationships with institutions that's going to be beneficial for you, where you're going to be able to benefit from the relationship as well, and not just being leached from for your deposits. If we don't deposit in these banks go bankrupt. So guys, let me know in the comment section how you guys feel. Always remember to like and share. And until next time, guys, take care of yourself and take care of your credit. Credit Coach Q out. Peace.